Hey everyone, quick video on how to change out your coolant temperature sensor on this is a 98 Nissan Sentra. It's a 1.6 liter, 16 valve twin cam engine. This engine's got about 177,000 miles on it. Still running strong if you take care of them. They're relatively decent little engines that are pretty efficient and good on gas. But I've got a dilemma with my fans staying on. They'll come on almost immediately after I start the car, and they just stay on all the time. My cooling fans here, and they get their information from your coolant temperature sensor. So if your sensor is bad, it'll think that it's hot. Two things could happen. If it is stuck in like the open mode, it will never close and tell your engine that the coolant is hot to turn those fans on. So in a situation like that, your fans may never come on. Or if it's stuck in the closed mode, it'll leave your fans on all the time. So it's a very simple system. It's similar to your thermostat, being that it when it heats up, it just closes a section and lets power through. So it's this little sensor right here. It's on the right side of the motor. You can see the top of the motor, my oil fill. It's just sitting right back here, this little item right here. So with this thing here, it's very simple to do. Just press. You've got a little connection right here. I don't know if you can see that you press and have to kind of wiggle and get the connection to come off. But it's a very simple two-prong connection. So relatively simple. It is a 19 millimeter deep socket. Just tuck this up out of the way here. 19 millimeter deep socket fits right over that. A couple things I'd recommend you do, because when you take this off, it is going to spew out some coolant. So put some type of a catch pan underneath your motor to catch anything that drips down, but it should not be a significant amount. In preparation for that, you'll take your new temperature sensor and wrap it with some threaded tape. Let me show you. I'd recommend you buy a decent quality one. I've got the best quality I could get today. It's from Import Direct. It's from O'Reilly's. It's better than the other brand they sell, which is Master Pro. A little bit more money, but it's 17-1213 is part number that I got today, and it looks just like this. Real simple. It's got a crush gasket on here that will crush upon getting tight, and then your connection there. So real simple. What I would recommend is putting some thread tape on this. You know, I guess technically need it with the crush washer, but I'm going to put it on there just to help seal it, make sure I don't get any leaks. And like I said before, this just sits in the actual coolant. And so with that sitting in there, as it gets hot, it just completes a circuit and allows, I apologize, I don't know for certain if it closes and allows the power to come through, or it opens and allows the power to stop. But this is what's going to tell your car that your coolant is getting too hot and to turn the fans on and or off. So let me grab some thread tape, and I'll throw a little bit of thread tape across that, and then I'll show you putting it on. The thread tape that I'm using is just your standard pipe thread sealant tape. It's blue. They have a couple different colors. Yellow is typically for gas, and blue is for most of your other stuff. So let me see if I can set my camera up here, show you how to put that on. So you do want to do it reverse threads. So as you tighten it, it also tightens. So remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. If you put the thread tape on wrong, when you go to thread it in, it'll actually loosen up. So you definitely don't want that. So what I do is, as I'm rolling it to the right, basically, it's tightening. That's the easiest way for me to try to explain it. But you can see that as I'm going to the right, moving it and turning it to the right, it's threading it on. So when I put it in the car, that'll actually thread it on as well. So go about 2-3 turns across that, kind of hold on to it, break it off. These little strands I would definitely get rid of, so it isn't anything that can cause an obstruction. And then when you have something in place, it'll look real similar to that. Not too bad. And we're ready to put that in the car. So we will go take a 19 millimeter socket, and it just goes straight over the top of it, and allows you the ability of just unscrewing the old one, set the new one in, thread it in by hand, and then finish tightening it with your socket. And, we'll go to the car and knock this out real quick. I'll give you a quick rundown on the coolant system. Just make sure you don't do this when your car is hot. You want the engine to be cool. In my case, the engine is just a little warm, but I'm able to remove the cap. So again, this is this little sensor here. Just put it on here. I apologize, this is the best view I can give you doing this one-handed. So I've got it loose. I will remove it by hand, kind of prep the new sensor to go in to minimize the amount of coolant that I lose, if any here. You can see no coolant loss there. Pretty bad, kind of old condition. But if you were to try to do this hot, it would definitely boil over, blow out, all sorts of issues. So definitely do this cold. And I always clean the connection up the best that I can. Looks pretty good. I don't have any debris or anything like that in there. Sorry, I'll try to focus there for you. Okay, then just set it down in. Always do it finger tight and start it by hand. Never try starting this by your tools. It is very easy to strip the threads or cross the threads and have some issues. So I've got it going in there 3 or 4 turns by hand, and then I will screw this in by hand without the wrench till it's snug. And it's snug there. I'll set my ratchet on there and just cinch it up. So don't overly crank it. I'm going to guess about 20-25 foot-pounds is what I'm putting on it. There is for sure a torque spec on that, but I guess deem me too lazy to look it up. So, and then take your connection, very simple, put it back on until it snaps. You can see it snapped into place, nice and snug, doesn't come back off. Very simple. So again, this is a coolant temperature sensor that I just replaced in about 5-7 minutes or so on a 98 Nissan Sentra, where I had a dilemma with the fans just kicking on almost all the time. So hopefully that helps you out. Nothing that you need to pay a mechanic for, saves you a little bit of money. Relatively easy to do, and many mechanics would charge you a half hour to an hour labor just to swap those out. And so something that you can do yourself if you have a 19 millimeter socket and you don't mind getting your fingers dirty a little bit. The part was, I don't even know, maybe $15, and relatively easy to do. A 19 millimeter socket and a ratchet. So pretty simple. Hopefully this helps you out. If you like the quick video, please like it down below and subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of stuff over the years, and I'm going to start making some videos to hopefully save some people some money. Okay, be careful and drive safe. As a reminder, just another thing here real quick. I don't want to start your car and make sure there are no leaks. So you want to start it up. Just take a look and make sure it's not spewing any fluid out. Kind of keep an eye on your fluid over the next few days to make sure there's nothing leaking. And over that, it is nice and dry. So hopefully that helps. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you in a bit.